The cafe was warm and buzzing with chatter, but Michael sat alone in the corner, his hands wrapped around a plain coffee cup. To the world around him, he looked like just another tired worker in his 30s, worn jacket, scuffed shoes, and a calloused look about him. No one there knew he was Michael Carter, a black CEO worth millions, the founder of a successful tech company. But tonight, Michael wasn't here as a CEO. He had deliberately chosen to dress down, disguising himself as a struggling worker. His reason was simple. He had a blind date arranged, and he wanted to know if the woman would value him for who he was, not for what he had. At 7 p.m. sharp, the door swung open. In walked Emily, a white woman in her late 20s, carrying herself with nervous elegance. She spotted him, hesitated for a moment, then made her way to his table. "You're Michael?" she asked, surprised. He smiled warmly. "Yes, nice to meet you. Please sit." Emily sat down, but her eyes flicked across his worn clothes. Her polite smile faltered. I wasn't expecting." Her voice trailed off. Michael understood. He had seen that look before. Hesitation, quiet judgment. They began talking. Michael asked her questions about her job, her family, her hobbies. Emily responded politely, but there was a stiffness in her tone. She kept glancing at his jacket, at his hands, and even at the shoes that had clearly seen better days. Finally, she asked bluntly, "So what do you do for a living?" Michael hesitated, then said, "I do some warehouse work. It pays the bills." Emily blinked, clearly disappointed. "Oh, I see." She forced a smile, but her interest faded. The conversation dragged on, awkward and shallow. Emily checked her phone twice. Michael felt the sting of judgment, but he stayed calm, his gentle smile never fading. Then something happened that shifted the tone of the night. A young boy from the next table dropped his drink, spilling it across the floor. The boy's mother panicked, struggling with bags and a crying toddler. Without hesitation, Michael jumped up. He knelt down, helped mop up the spill with napkins, calmed the crying boy, and even offered the mother his seat until the staff brought a replacement chair. Emily watched, stunned. For the first time, she saw not the scuffed shoes or worn jacket, but the kindness and calm strength Michael carried. When he sat back down, she said quietly, "That was really sweet of you." Michael shrugged. Anyone would have done it, but Emily knew not everyone would. Something about the way he treated strangers with dignity stayed with her. Still, she left the cafe that night with mixed feelings. He seemed kind and grounded, but she couldn't shake her doubts about his work and status. She told herself the connection wasn't strong enough. 2 weeks later, Emily's company was invited to a major tech event downtown. She walked into the grand hall, filled with entrepreneurs, investors, and executives. Her boss whispered, "Tonight's keynote is by one of the youngest, most successful CEOs in the country, Michael Carter. His story is inspiring." Emily froze. That name. The spotlight shifted to the stage, and there he was, the same Michael who had sat across from her in a cafe wearing a worn jacket now stood in a crisp tailored suit, commanding the room with confidence. He spoke about his journey, how he started from nothing, worked warehouse jobs to survive, and built his company with determination. Emily's face flushed with disbelief and shame. She had judged him so quickly. After the speech, the crowd applauded loudly. Michael stepped off the stage, greeting investors and colleagues. Then his eyes landed on her. Emily felt her heart race. She approached him hesitantly. "Michael, He smiled, gentle as ever. "Emily, it's good to see you." "I owe you an apology," she said, voice trembling. "That night at the cafe, I judged you by what you wore, by what I thought you did. I didn't see who you really were, and you were nothing but kind." Michael studied her carefully. "That's why I did it," he said softly. "I wanted to see if someone could see me for me, not for my money or my title." Emily's eyes filled with tears. "I was wrong. I'm sorry." For a moment, the air was heavy. Then Michael said, "We all make mistakes. What matters is whether we learn from them." She nodded, her voice barely a whisper. "I'd like another chance if you'll allow it." Michael paused, then smiled. "Dinner? No disguises this time." Her face lit up with relief and joy. "I'd love that." As they walked out of the hall together, the story of judgment turned into one of understanding and perhaps the beginning of love. Because sometimes the richest people aren't those with money in their pockets, but those with kindness in their hearts. And the moral was clear: hate divides, but kindness heals. We are all equal as human beings,